Every year, the Golden Vines Gala operates as the Oscars of fine wine. It is a high-glamour event that raises millions of pounds globally for education scholarships in the name of the late Gérard Basset. Gérard Basset never actually drafted a plan for a global foundation. His immense impact was the byproduct of a personal habit. He mentored people relentlessly. You can apply this same level of influence to your own organization. By following a specific 4-step framework, you can turn your personal leadership values into a permanent institutional culture. This requires one specific prerequisite. You must view your business as a people business first. In this mindset, your immediate product output is secondary to human development. A true legacy functions as an ongoing methodology that hardens into a permanent culture, eventually outlasting any individual tenure. Let's look at step 1. Turn practice into infrastructure. Basset maintained a quiet practice of independently seeking out promising talent and helping them find their next career move. To replicate this, identify one similar, quiet mentorship habit you already possess. Then, establish a formal, dedicated channel for it within your department. You have succeeded in step 1 the moment you observe team members beginning to mentor each other without any prompting from leadership. This creates an exponential scaling effect, converting a single mentor's practice into a broad institutional system. By systemizing this support, you ensure that the advancement of talent relies on your infrastructure rather than the fleeting goodwill of a single manager. Step 2. Reframe misalignment as constructive data. Every leader eventually faces a passionate employee who is actively failing at their hired tasks. Firmly resist the urge to fire them. Instead, audit the employee's intellectual DNA to find exactly where their unique traits become assets for the company. Consider Sarah Karamchuk. Raised in Ukraine, she earned a master's degree in chemistry and completed a PhD, spending years in deep scientific research. She attempted a career pivot into a Michelin-starred kitchen, but the grueling isolation left her feeling like she wasn't fulfilling her purpose. She was a high-level chemist performing manual labor. She found her alignment in the wine industry. By applying her PhD-level sensory analysis to wine diagnostics, she turned a scientific background into a massive competitive advantage, completing a 2-year certification in just 12 months. Expertise remains a dormant asset if leadership fails to provide the specific environment where an employee's unique background can expand the company's capabilities. We move to step 3, operationalize compassion. In this framework, compassion functions as a tangible competitive advantage. You define success by how effectively you make a person feel seen, understood, and satisfied. Basset illustrated this with a simple operational rule. If a client orders the best Bordeaux in the world but asks to mix it 50-50 with Coca-Cola, you don't refuse. You simply ask, do you want diet or full fat? You must turn this philosophy of radical accommodation inward. Use it to support and retain diverse talent who completely lack a traditional industry pedigree. Layla Kellerin grew up in a Manchester council house, surviving intense bullying and personal hardship. She eventually moved to Naples to study as a chef, despite not speaking Italian, fighting for access to an industry that felt close to her. Methodical, explicitly asking your team what makes them happy and delivering on it is the only way to unlock the deep loyalty required to build a lasting culture. Step 4. Build for a future you won't live to see. Most leadership models fail because they refuse to fund initiatives that lack an immediate, measurable return on investment. The Bhutan Wine Company represents the ultimate example of building for the long term. They established formal wine education classes for local citizens in a region where a commercial wine industry literally does not exist yet. The founders view this as a 50-year project to build an entire national industry from the ground up. By removing the financial and geographic obstacles to training, they are recruiting talent from entirely outside traditional hiring pools. True legacy requires actively funding and training the very people who will eventually replace you or disrupt your industry. Systemizing habits, pivoting misalignment, operationalizing compassion, and funding long-term education creates a self-sustaining culture. This level of inclusive growth eventually operates entirely independently of your direct daily involvement. A leader's power is measured solely by the caliber of the successors they leave behind. Review your current team and identify one person whose internal spark is being blocked by a lack of access. Go into work tomorrow and completely remove that obstacle.